Victor was no longer in the Horde. His witch hunting days weren't over yet. He was now a bounty hunter, out there looking for the biggest reward. His next target, Burblespue Halescourge. He had a bounty on his head for 20,000 shillings, and Sigmar's blessing for a week. What more could a man ask for? He got his trusty falcon and his crossbow. At level 5 he chose Carve. At level 10 he chose Steel Crescendo. At level 15 he chose Assassin. At level 20 he chose Blessed Combat. At level 25 he chose Job Well Done. At level 30 he chose Double Shotted. And he looked a little something like this. He continued down the city, slashing with his falcon. It was a beautiful day. He knew that he had the blessings of Sigmar. There was no sorcerer in sight, but many of his chaos thugs. He used his crossbow to headshot everyone until he got his way. After going through some giant doors, they heard the cries of a spawn of chaos, and this was a mighty battle. He gathered all his focus and started hitting him as hard as he could. One of his teammates was grabbed by the spawn of chaos, and he used that as a chance to hit him in the face with his special. While hitting the spawn of chaos, he noticed that a gas rat was close, so he had to take care of that real quick. After taking care of that, he got back to his team. His bullets and sword were guided by Sigmar, and they made quick work of the boss. After that was done, he saw a loot rat. There's no way that he's getting out of my sight. They found a lift and started going down. They didn't know what surprise was waiting for them at the end. A patrol sent to stop anyone trying to go down. Victor used his quick range reload speed to kill everyone down there. He also made his next melee strikes do more damage and activated Steel Crescendo. After killing that patrol, they continued down the city. A horde of chaos thugs started running towards them. All they could taste was his steel. After shredding them to bits and pieces, they continued down the narrow neighborhood. The sorcerer still couldn't be seen, but this bag of ammunition sure was in handy. This bridge was broken, but they had to find a way to go to the other side. After finding this entrance at the door, they started to investigate. They went down to the basement, which was broken, and started going up the stairs. There they found a ledge that takes them to the other side. They started running towards it and jumped to safety. Every time the enemies were in a straight line, even if it was a horde, Victor would use his special, because if he landed a headshot, he would get a lot of cooldown reduction. They had to be very careful while fighting the enemies so as not to fall into the water. The city was so broken down it was barely recognizable. The way led to some broken homes down a narrow pathway. The homes were full of chaos warriors and other patrols. It wasn't an easy path to cross. He sighted one of Burblespue's officers. He slashed his way towards the horde, even though that was not the smartest thing to do. But still, he managed to get it. For a second, he started to think of what kind of home he would buy after he retired. The path led upwards to more broken homes. The chaos energy was getting stronger and stronger. The team was up against the horde, and for once in his lifetime, he was happy that he had good positioning. Finally, he could see it. The blessing of Sigmar and that cold hard cash. He knew that they were close, and he was also ready to put up a fight. The battle started and Burblespue put everything that he had towards them. Many allege that Victor took down his teammate just because she was a wizard, but he claims that was just an accident. Burblespue would sometimes disappear back into his lair and would spawn some of his thugs to deal with us. Good thing he's not immune to bullets. That should get him right where it hurts. He made the mistake of spawning right in front of my face. My falcon was ready to rip him to shreds. He could smell those shillings, but that Burblespue summoned some of his thugs again. But no, I was ready with my special and I hit him right between his eyes. They had done it. They had taken that son of a Nurgle down. And that was it. He went back to the keep to claim his reward. Well, that was the story of the bounty hunter. Thank you for making it this far. If you like the story, please make sure to like and subscribe. Now to summarize, I want to share my thought process behind this build. I chose the Falcon because of its versatility and speed. I feel like it's a good fit for this combo. I chose the crossbow because Steel Crescendo procs every time your magazine is empty. Since the crossbow only has one bullet, it's always going to activate it. You want to play this character within a safe distance. Usually, you want to hunt elites and specials early to get stacks of job well done. The 30% damage reduction will make you have more survivability and get away from an otherwise fatal blow. This buff is until the end of the round or until you die. Now when I had to choose between double shotted and the discriminate blast, I didn't know exactly what to choose and tried both of them out. The blast is a great horde clearer, but lacks a lot when it comes to armored units. You can see that in the example shown here. I was overwhelmed by a patrol and wasn't able to even put a dent on them, and that was the reason I lost that round. Double shotted is a way better option for clearing hordes, patrols, and bosses if you manage to land a headshot. If you're successfully hitting headshots, you also get a 60% cooldown reduction, which is very neat. Now I know that another ranged weapon would probably make better use of blessed combat when it comes to charging up those melee hits. I feel like it is still a great choice because we're always alternating between weapons, and at least our ranged attacks are almost always fully charged up and doing extra damage. Another cool thing is that now melee kills reset the cooldown for blessed shots. Well, that was all for me. Please let me know down below if you have a suggestion, I did something wrong, or you want to see something else. I'll leave the rest to you. Happy playing.